Today, I'm going to show you how I cut out all these fun tags, including unique shapes, on the Brother ScanNCut. Things you need for this. You need pre-made tags, and these are not fancy tags. These are cheapy tags. This is Tim Holtz heavy cardstock tag. This is just a random tag. And then you need a different kind of paper, right? So I am making these tags so that I can use my really good paper to use the tags on. So I have Strathmore black mixed media, so that I'm going to make some black tags. I have Brumund mixed media. This is 60-pound heavy stock. And then you can even use like a Vicky Wooten foundations. You could use scrapbook paper. The only thing you want to make sure is that it's a heavy enough paper that the ScanNCut can cut. All right, we're going to start with the super easy kind. So you can use Grumbacher. I have Casson. We could use Vicky Wooten prime paper. So the thing that works really good about this one, that you have to kind of finagle or cut a little bit extra on the black ones, is that when you put the paper through to scan, because we're going to be doing it right on this paper, it gets the depth of the cutting blade right, but that's no big deal. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our tag and we are going to outline them real quick here. And I hope I have a Le Pen. There's a Le Pen. So this is a nice skinny little black marker. And I will take this off the side before I put it through because I don't want to have to worry about that happening. So I'm going to go along, and I don't do the circles, okay? I don't do the cutout circles because a lot of times in my mixed media, the circles are actually a pain, not a feature. If you want to do the circles, you just set the setting to scan the inside and the outside. I only ever do the outside, and you're going to come along. Oops, that's a bad line. And it doesn't really matter because it takes the scan. I have found the scan only scans continuous lines for me. So you want to make sure that your line you want it to follow is continuous. So there, now we have that one. I'm gonna draw out some more and fit as many of these on this paper as I can. That one doesn't fit, but if I find out at the end, what I do is I'll come down, here, I'll show you. I'll come here, so say it doesn't quite fit, I'll come here, I'll do this, down to here. I'll do this, because I don't want to waste the paper, right? So I will come here, and then I will flip this tag around. Line up that edge is all I have to do, right? Finish this line, and then do this. And it's an odd size little tag, but I don't mind because for a junk journal or an art journal, we're not trying to make them the exact right size tags. We're trying to make fun tags to use in our artwork, right? See, this is how that weird size could happen. But I'm going to lay as many out as I can, and I will be back. Okay, here's another tip. You can also make not just a shorter tag, but a skinnier tag. I find my problem with cutting the tags is having those good right angles. I know I have a crocodile or something that's supposed to cut those right angles, but a lot of times I just want to have I just have a thing up there with a whole bunch of tags, but I want to use my good paper for this. So this time I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to line up the top and the bottom again, like thus. And we really want to make sure that the bottom and the top are lined up so that, see, I didn't exactly draw it straight. It doesn't matter how it sits on the paper. It matters that we're going to have straight cuts because it's going to cut it exactly the way you draw it. But this way, you can go in and just make a skinnier tag, right? So it's kind of a taller, skinnier tag that I think is perfect. And are any of these even skinny? Oh, I can make a short. So let's do this. We're going to do both on this one, shorter and skinnier. But this way, I can use my good art paper and not have to continually buy tags. So I just sit and I'll do a bunch of these tags, because once you have it scanned in, you don't have to do this each time. So what I'll do is I will go in, do this. So we got to line it up on the side, right? So this is the let's line it up on this side first. So what I will do is I will go in and I'll scan this, right? And then you just put over and over and over again your pieces of paper in without taking, you can save the scan in there, but I don't do that. It takes 2 seconds to scan. We're gonna make a cute fat tag. And I don't love how, there we go. So there's that. All right, let's go over to the machine. Okay, so I have my thing on here. If you were gonna do multiple copies of it, I just moved it over because my mat isn't as sticky on the top left. So I would just note I'm at 30, halfway between 30 and 35. You would just make a note of that. So the next piece of paper you put down is there. It's a 12-inch piece of paper. This is a 12 by 12 mat. Vicki Bouton's Foundations paper is 12 by 12. So it would cover the whole thing. I have big paper. In that case, you would just cut it down, and all we're gonna do is we're gonna say direct cut. We're gonna use the scanner to do it. We're gonna say start. It's gonna pull it in. See, it found all of the shapes in there. Trifle sketchy right in there, but that's okay. We have scissors. We're gonna say okay. So now I pushed all the okay buttons and I said cut. One setting that you do want to make sure that you do is to select the cut area, especially if your mat is dirty. Because as you can see over there, if I didn't pick select cut area, it would see that dirt and it would kind of try to cut the dirt out. So you want to really set your cut area. That's why. I'd always wondered why people were so fussy about it, but it really does make a difference. And those are cut out. If I wanted to do another set of them, I would just take note, a little bit between, 30 and 35, put my next piece of paper down and cut it again. And then we can just pull our tags off our papers and we're good to go. All the different sizes. Now make sure you stick around because I show you a really cool trick about how to do it with black paper, which isn't quite as easy as doing it with white paper. Okay, cutting out black tags is a tiny bit harder. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come over here and I'm gonna find out the size of my black tags. And this is just a super cheap piece of typing paper. So we're gonna come here like this. I know that's how big this is. And I know on this Strathmore, I can really only get these 2 tags in. I was hoping I could get a smaller tag in, but I can't. So, and I don't have any of those teeny tiny ones. So for this one, what I'm gonna do, and I wanna get inside of this line because we're gonna, when we make the sides of the cut, we're gonna pull it inside of this line so it will never know about that line. And I don't wanna ruin my good tags by writing on them. I don't mind if there's a little bit on the edge because I always do something on the edge anyways. But I don't wanna have to write on the edge, so I just use a piece of typing paper to go around. And I need a really good, solid, dark line. So we're gonna make sure that this is solid all the way around, like this, so it knows where to cut. I wish I didn't have that little thing, but it won't hurt because it's on the outside, right? So now we're gonna do this one. And I didn't hurt my tags at all doing it this way. So now we put our template paper down on the ScanNCut. We say direct cut on the cutting device, start. there it goes. It found those 2 tags. Now we take off this template. We put on our black piece of cardstock. This is the Strathmore heavy weight paper. I come over here and I'm going to scooch this up. Then you're going to select cut and press start. And again, you have to make sure, my cutting mat, I have to kind of hold it up so it goes back and forth and keeps the paper stuck. It's just what it is, what it is. And there it's done in 2 seconds. Now, could I do that with a scissors? Of course I could do that with a scissors. I just don't want to do it with a scissors. And if I'm going to be cutting a whole bunch of them, then I can just, it says finish cutting okay. I would just say okay. I would put another piece of paper on and do that. I'll show you all of them at the end. All right, so I wanted to show you. These were a little bit harder to do because when you scan in the copy paper, it sets the thickness a little shallower. So I did have to go and do a little cut, this kind of cut on the edges. This one did it perfectly, except for this side, which got a little weird, probably because of how I drew it. And in that case, all you want to do is just take your scissors and just clean that up a little bit. You can even follow the line. Like I said before, my biggest problem with making tags is getting that, I think it's a 45-degree angle, but my biggest problem is getting that really cool 45-degree angle on the tags. So here we go. We have all different sizes, custom sizes, black tags, all different kinds of things that you can use in your art, and it's all on really, really good paper. So hopefully that helps. Tara Jacobson, Artsy Fartsy Life.